Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Day 11. We are on our way to finally see the Wicked movie at the Regal. I was initially going to do a little bit of a get ready with me because I had some thoughts that I wanted to share before the movie, but I decided to wait so that I could also include a bit of a review, and that way I can give what I was expecting, what was different, and everything all in one. So instead, we're going to be doing a get unready with me after we see the movie. But we are on our way inside the theater, so I'll talk to you guys after. Are you excited? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, just want to share, not sponsored, wish it was, but we've been using our Regal monthly movie passes to see a bunch of movies lately. It was Ian's idea, and I've been loving it. We've seen a bunch of movies as of late, and what is it, like 30 bucks a month? Less than, actually. 23 bucks a month, and each movie you see is only 50 cents. So
additionally, on top of that.
Right, but as opposed to 15 bucks a movie.
But like one movie's like 20 bucks.
Exactly. So we're just seeing as many movies as we can at 50 cents a pop, paying our 23 bucks a month. And I mean, 2 movies in and you've already made your money back.
Made it back.
And we've seen way more than that. So just on what we've been loving lately, check out monthly movie passes at your local movie theaters. They're really fun.
My king. You know nothing of war. I'm the fastest rider you have.
Okay, time for a little get unready with me after seeing Wicked the movie for the first time. Definitely late. I had a good handful of friends asking why I hadn't seen it yet, and I'm gonna dive into that. I actually took some notes on my phone. Oh my god, my hair is always crazy coming out of a headband. That's all right, we'll give it a brush in a second. I took some notes on what I wanted to talk about before I saw it and what I now want to talk about after having seen the movie. So if I reference my phone, you will have to forgive me, but I think better with notes. Let me also get some of my unreadying things ready for getting unready. So I did want to start off this little conversation by pointing out that I am in fact a very big theater nerd, and I don't think that's a secret on this channel or to anybody in my life. I do love the theater. However, I never really got big into Wicked, and I know Wicked has its own very big, like a cult following, and the people who love Wicked really love Wicked. And while I do have my favorite theater shows, Wicked was just never, for some reason, one of them. I love the music. I'm obsessed with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. It's actually funny because if you'll see one of my Vlogmas episodes from earlier this month, Ian and I actually went to see Frozen the musical, and I was just thinking about how Elphaba and Elsa are such similar characters in the terms that they're both young, powerful women who are very misunderstood by those around them, and both were portrayed by Idina Menzel. So I was laughing about that earlier. But going back to Wicked itself, as I take off my mascara, which is always one of my least favorite parts. So yes, I never really got that big into Wicked. However, I did see it on Broadway for the first time just last year, actually, with my younger sibling and our mom, because it's a show she had always wanted to see. And I already knew a lot of the songs, loved the songs, but I didn't know the story that well. And after seeing it on Broadway, still loved the songs, loved the music, but the story was kind of confusing and a little frustrating to me, and I feel like nobody else has, I haven't heard anyone else say this, but to me it felt like it just completely erased what the Wizard of Oz portrayed. And it basically said, you know, the Wizard of Oz, well, that was wrong, and we want you to forget all of that, which is, you know, fine, and it is a story, but it also, a part of me felt like it was just somebody's fan story because they were different creators that just said the original piece that I'm basing this off of is wrong, which was just strange to me. Still, obviously, a great story about friendship, women empowerment. Cannot talk about the music enough. But that was just my take on Wicked. And in my theater career, I somehow evaded it truly until last year when I saw it on Broadway. Yeah, I just Googled it. So Wicked, the book, was written by Gregory Maguire, and the Wizard of Oz book was written by L. Frank Baum. So it was a fan fiction that took on a life of its own. But it's a fan fiction that called the original source work wrong. And that just seems strange to me for some reason. Oh my God, my eyes look crazy when there's just no makeup around my eyes. Have I been talking like that this whole time? That's insane of me. It's a fan fiction prequel. Somebody should write a fan fiction sequel of where Wicked left off the Wizard of Oz, but with this new alternative ending, and make it like a trilogy fan fiction. Somebody should write that. Actually, y'all, forget I said that. I'm gonna write it. Nobody take that idea. I'm gonna write that. Okay, seriously, why do I look crazy? Is it a joke? I've used these wipes a million times before. I know they're not the best for your skin, but this is truly odd. This has never happened to me. Maybe I just wiped the mascara away. I was too excited to talk to you guys about this movie. And now I look like a red panda. What the? You know what? We're just gonna slap some hydrating eye masks on and see if that fixes things here. That was truly bizarre. We're just gonna let it fix itself. Back to our conversation. Yes, so those are my thoughts on Wicked as it stood before this movie was even announced to the public. Then we got the news that we were getting the Wicked movie. And not just that, but Ariana Grande was cast as Glinda and Cynthia Erivo was cast as Elphaba. And I can't lie to you guys, I was a little worried off the bat that when I watched the movie, I wouldn't be able to separate Ariana Grande and what I know of her as an actress and a songwriter, performer in previous situations from her new role as Glinda. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. She did a phenomenal job. She's a fantastic singer. However, I feel like when you grow up with an artist like that and they're already as big as Ariana Grande is, it makes it difficult to fully immerse yourself in the film because you're thinking about the other characters that actress has portrayed. And I did have that issue at some points during the film, mostly like right at the beginning, but for the most part, not as much as I thought it was going to bother me. Another thing in the lead up to this film, and a big part of, I think, why I couldn't really bring myself to get wrapped up in the big marketing that they did, was all of the crazy drama that seemed to be happening with the film. Not with the film per se, but with the actors in the film. Low-key, it kind of ruined the hype for me, and I feel bad saying that, but it's the truth. Between Ariana and Ethan Slater and then Cynthia's online social media debacle, I was just like, it was a lot, and like it all seemed kind of unnecessary. Like nothing will make me less excited for something in pop culture than drama I kind of inherently disagree with. And you know, like adultery and like bashing small creators fall into that. Not to say like I'm certain there are details that I don't know about that no one will ever know about. You know, obviously two sides to every story, but just hearing it so often in the media, made me less excited for the film. That all, you know, obviously went away as I was finally sitting in the theater getting ready to watch it. The movie is its own standalone thing, but it really made the whole marketing hype difficult for me to get into because there was also just all that drama paired with it. On a separate thought, however, about some of the drama I read was that there were people out there that had an issue with Cynthia being cast as Alpha because she is a black woman, and that I think is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, for the first part, because Alpha's skin is green, truly it does not matter who plays her, but secondly, because that's kind of the whole point of the character. She's literally a woman who is being criticized and mocked for the color of her skin. So if you are someone who had a problem with Cynthia solely because she was cast as a woman of color, you're kind of just proving the whole point. So I thought that was a horrible criticism that didn't make any sense to me. I like to do a little sugar scrub after wearing lipstick. Just to really soothe the lips. Okay, now that we have all my lead up and previous thoughts out of the way, let's get into what I thought about the actual movie. As I said in the title of this video, this will be a spoiler-free review, so if you have not seen the movie yet, I'm one to talk. I was super late to go see it. Feel free to stick around. I won't be spoiling anything, and ooh, I will say there were some good things in there if you haven't seen it yet, and even if, like me, you were a little wary, truly go see it. I did really love it. I mean, not for nothing with a budget like they had. It's no surprise that it was a phenomenal movie, but it really was a phenomenal movie. So first starts, of course, the music, as I have been saying this entire video, was phenomenal. Okay, we're gonna try. Still a little red. Still not totally convinced it is not just the winter air. I have very sensitive skin, and it does not take much. Okay, well, I'm gonna ignore it if you guys can ignore it. And if you can't ignore it, I apologize now. I'll see you in the next video of mine you decide to check out. I'm going to continue on with my thoughts about the music in the movie. I was actually taken by surprise by my favorite song in the movie, which was What Is This Feeling? I didn't expect that to be my favorite song in the movie, but it was very well performed, very well executed and filmed, and Ian agreed. That was just, I think, our top tier song in general. However, in terms of choreography, there was some crazy choreography in this movie. And Dancing Through Life, solely in terms of the choreography, like, don't get me wrong, it's also a phenomenal song, but solely for the choreography, Dancing Through Life would have to be number one for me there. I really thought Popular was going to be my favorite song, and I can't tell if it's because Popular didn't live up to the probably almost unobtainable expectation I had set for it, or if it's really because What Is This Feeling was better, but it's hard to compare with the Broadway show, especially with a song like Popular. So while it was still remarkably well done, it was not my favorite song of the movie. In terms of other criticism, because I didn't just want to boast about the movie, which could easily be done the whole time, I will say it was long. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes is a long movie. And this is just a part one. I know that it is based more so off the book, not just the Broadway musical. And I haven't actually read the book. I should really remedy that. But even taking that into account, I found myself, as I was sitting down in the theater, I was like, dang, I wish this movie had an intermission. But the movie literally ends where the intermission would be. So just something to keep in mind, it is a long movie, and it might almost be better to wait until you can watch it at home and pause it here and there, but that's just me being an antsy moviegoer. Aside from what I said earlier about at times finding it difficult to separate Ariana's past work from her role in the movie and maybe having a little bit of trouble with fully immersing myself because of that, I really was finding myself reaching for criticism, which I didn't want to do that either. I went into the movie honestly shocked that I hadn't heard more criticism from people. Everybody I have talked to has had nothing bad to say about this movie. And I was like, that's insane. Like, that's really crazy, especially for a movie that had so much drama leading up to it. But I hate to join a bandwagon. I kind of get it. It was a really good movie, especially if you are a theater kid. Even if Wicked wasn't your Broadway musical of choice as a theater kid, if you like the theater, you will appreciate this movie. If it means anything to you, I absolutely did cry at the end. If it means anything on top of that, I am also a crier at heart. So take that with a grain of salt. One other tidbit, first scene in Oz was immaculate, my favorite, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But otherwise, I had a really great time watching the movie, and I think Ian did too. We both got a little dressed up for it. If you want to see our goofy little outfits, you can go over to my TikTok or to my Instagram and check them out. We looked really cute. I do love any reason to dress up to go to the theater. I did it for Barbie. You know I was gonna do it for Wicked. Even if I wasn't fully buying into the marketing scheme, I still love a reason to get dressed up. And Ian does too. So all in all, I'm super glad we went. I am going to be recommending the movie to people. And I'm excited for part 2. I'm excited to see how they wrap this up, to see if they can keep the momentum going, and to finish out an age-old tale. And y'all can keep a lookout for that sequel coming out, written by me whenever I get around to it. But otherwise, I am going to wrap up this video here. I'm gonna change into my pajamas. I am fully unreadied. Thank you guys for coming along with my little review of finally seeing the Wicked movie. If you have seen the movie, please leave your thoughts and maybe your thoughts on my thoughts down in the comments below so we can discuss and we can talk. If you want to talk spoilers, feel free to send me a private message and we can get into it. I love talking movies and all these different social media pop culture things with people. So reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you. If you enjoyed my review or my video at all, please give it a big thumbs up. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications if you want to be alerted whenever I post my Vlogmas Day videos this month. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.